If love, everything's gonna work out right, you know. Let go, baby. If love, just let it go. Oh, yeah. 'Cause sometimes love can work out right now. Sometimes you'll never know. You're never ever gonna know it. But if it brings you pain in your life, don't be afraid to let it go. Yeah. Let it flow. Let it flow.
I'll always treat you right, never do you wrong. Just feel this love burning inside of me. It's gonna last for eternity. Sometimes you're afraid I won't be there for you, but through it all I'll always cherish you. You're my angel sent down from heaven, and I'll make sure you'll never be through. Baby, I love you. Baby, I need you. Yes, I do. And when I die, I keep on living. You'll always have my love, seeing you through. I'll be your angel up in heaven. Forever, all my love will shine down on you. Baby, I love you. Baby, I need you. Yes, I do. Girl, you got someone you can believe in. No one can take away what we're feeling. When love is strong, it goes on forever. No one will settle up there in heaven, and all my love will shine down on you. Baby, I need you. Yes, I do. And when
Secret meetings on a dark, deserted side street, hiding under cover of the night. Caught up in the passion and the thrill of the moment. Then you're back to strangers at the break of light. Have you really thought about it? Can you really do without it? In your heart you know it just ain't right. Love's a dangerous game to play when you're not playing by the rules. You better be careful every step of the way, or you might turn out to be the one who plays the fool. Love is a dangerous game. You better do right, or you be hurting with it. Hurting with it. Love is a dangerous game for winners and losers, for pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain. Every two lovers who slip away to each other leave another two home to shed a tear. Yeah. But you'll soon find out what pain is all about when you get back home and nobody's there. No. Love's a dangerous game to play when you're not playing by the rules. Oh, you better be careful every step of the way, or you might turn out to be the one who plays.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, ooh, like a rainbow.
that are good to you, baby. I got the tools I know you're sure to like. Kick off your shoes and lay back and let me soothe you. I wanna take my time and do it right. About a little Dom Perignon to get us in the groove, and an atmosphere that's sure to please you. Ooh, baby, I gotta get you home with me tonight. You home with me tonight. I caress your body right, tease and please you, girl, all night. And do the things that are good to you, baby. When you lay your body next to mine, kick off your shoes and lay back and let me soothe you. I take my time.
Yeah, all that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow, boy. All that she wants is another baby. Yeah. All that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow, boy. All that she wants is another baby. Yeah. Baby, yeah.
Oh, baby, then let's get down tonight. Ooh, baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving, and baby, I can't hold it much longer. It's getting stronger and stronger. When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing, sexual healing. Oh, baby, makes me feel so fine. Helps to relieve my mind. Sexual healing, baby, is good for me. Sexual healing is something that's good for me. Whenever blue teardrops are falling and my emotional stability is leaving me, there is something I can do. I can get on the telephone and call you up, baby, and honey, I know you'll be there to relieve me. The love you give to me will free me. If you don't know the thing you're dealing, oh, I can tell you, darling, that it's sexual healing. Let's make love tonight. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Number one, make the program currently to we are going to run the program now, okay? And at the end of the talk, the registrar will ask you. This is starting for you to complete some minutes. Last question for the next minutes. We are going to have programs. Journalists, students, students, directors, all the people that have this. Now, the people with you. My name is Nada Kurgo, Public Relations Officer of Better. Once again, welcome. Welcome to Delta State University Health Platform, and welcome very especially to the Advanced Influence Press Conference. One of the activities marking the 16th competition start of the Delta State University. We pray the mighty God to visit the steps of those who are still on their way. And once again, that the moment the best sentence the law, will be allowed as a technology. I recognize the presence of Senator, the teams, the professors, the directors, heads of departments, administrative heads, unit heads, all our distinguished guests, especially the members Surprise.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, please permit me to request Reverend James Uriye to please lead us to God in prayer. Thank you. Please be seated. I welcome you once again to Delta State University, the university of choice. And I welcome you very warmly to the Vice Chancellor's press conference, one of the activities marked out for 2016, the 16th convocation ceremony of the Delta State University. We recognize the presence of every member of this audience, everybody who has come from all walks of life to witness the Vice Chancellor address the press. Please permit me now to formally introduce to you the principal officers of Delta State University. Join me as I welcome the People's Vice Chancellor, a professor of parasitology, public health consultant, the Vice Chancellor of Delta State University, Professor Andy Ogochukwu Ebuyenga. Please join me also as I welcome to this event the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Mrs. Rosemary Ngozi Oko. We also have in our midst Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Ochuku Anomohara. The Provost of Ole Campus, Professor Eloy Bagere, is also here with us. The Registrar of this university, the first female Registrar of Delta State University, Mrs. Ariu Fiofio, she's here with us. The Bossa of Delta State University, also the first female Bossa, Mrs. Otimeye Kakite Omajua. The University Librarian, Dr. Mrs. Josephine Onowako, is also here with us. Dr. Mrs. Onowako is represented by Dr. Chukwusa. Please welcome Dr. Chukwusa. Thank you very much. The Vice Chancellor does not move alone, especially when there's an event like this. Join me as I welcome the First Lady of Delta State University, Professor Mrs. Ebele Ebuyenga. Thank you very much. Our audience, especially the pressmen, already know who the principal officers of this university are. Without being told, I know the Vice Chancellor will also want to know you one after the other before you engage him. It is now time for our pressmen to introduce themselves to the Vice Chancellor and the other principal officers who are here. In carrying out your introduction, please tell us the media organization you are representing. Tell us your name, and if possible, what you do for the media organization. We'll start with the chairman of the council. Mr. Churchill. Thank you.
The Vice My name is Onuvie Emore, Delta Broadcasting Service, Warri. Thank you very much.
Our protocols to up. My name is Okude Samuel. I write for Billard Magazine.
We also have a cameraman from Central TV and also of the NTA, New Central and NTA. Okay, we still have, sorry.
Uncle Alaska Ikele, Ndokwa Vanguard.
Vice Chancellor, sir. My name is Agari Rume, Ethiop Rep, Oasis Magazine.
Vice Chancellor, sir. My name is Joshua Erubame, the functioning editor for DELSU Echo newspaper.
My name is Sosese Diagmoya, reporter from DELSU Echo TV.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, my name is Success Iririe, DELSU FM 103.7.
My name is Kenneth Egwenga, representing DELSU FM 103.7.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I am Kele Itaida Faithful to DELSU FM, its programs and presentation.
To round up, also with us, we have the silver bed We have the new central and order of our reporters as they come, we will introduce them. Thank you very much for welcoming us.
Thank you very much, gentlemen of the press, for that introduction. It is now time for why we are here. Please permit me to request at this point the People's Vice Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor of Delta State University, Professor Andy Ogochukwu Ebunyenga, to now address the press.
Please permit me to sit down. Principal officers of Delta State University, distinguished members of Senate, senior academic and senior non-teaching staff of Delta State University, other members of staff of our university, my dear students, gentlemen of the press and members of the public that are here. Let me start by heartily welcoming all members of this distinguished audience, particularly gentlemen of the press, to the press conference marking the 16th convocation ceremony of Delta State University. I want to state that April is a very significant month in the life of the university, being our founding month, which has become by tradition the graduation ceremonies for the award of degrees, diplomas, and prizes to deserving graduates of Delta State University. Specifically, this year, we are also giving honorary awards to two distinguished Nigerians. In the course of this press conference, I'll give details. The university administration continues to hold the press in very high esteem as worthy partners in the realization of our goal to promote quality education, knowledge, character, and service. As you are all aware, university convocation is a veritable opportunity to present to the public well-prepared men and women, trained and found worthy in knowledge and character. It's a very formal way of interfacing with the public by bringing together the principal officers of the university, the Senate, congregation, and the alumni in a solemn ceremony before the public. The 16th convocation is unique in two ways. First, it is the third and the last in my tenure as Vice Chancellor of Delta State University. As I prepare to wind down and complete my tenure on the 30th of November, I cherish with immense humility the opportunity to superintend over the affairs of this university over the past 4.5 years. At the inception of this administration, I pledged to lead, inspire, advance, and transform Delta State University to emerge as one of the best state universities in Nigeria. This vision, which I share with my colleagues in Senate and the university community at large, with all sense of humility, has been largely achieved. We have provided high quality teaching to our dear students. We have focused on improving the morale of staff by creating harmony and addressing genuine cases of injustice and building a well-motivated workforce. We have expanded infrastructure for teaching and learning and created a new academic programs in the university, including dentistry, biotechnology, medical lab technology, entrepreneurship, office and technology management, the Delta State University Business School, and many others which I'll roll out in the course of this press conference. Of course, we have also inaugurated the open and distant learning program of this university. The student population of the university is about double what it was when I took over on the 1st of December 2019. Our aging facilities have been rehabilitated. There is great harmony, cohesion, and understanding and peace among staff and students. We have built new faculties of management, science, and arts. In fact, this press conference is taking place in the new Faculty of Management Sciences. This faculty was built entirely with funds contributed by the students in their school fees. The international visibility of the university has been enhanced, and we are proudly in the top 10% of universities in Nigeria and Africa. Let me dwell a little bit on this. Delta State University was ranked 61 to 70th bracket of universities in sub-Saharan Africa. This is out of over 2,000 universities by the Times Higher Education ranking of 2023. Even the recently released world ranking of 2024 by the Times Higher Education, Delta State University is among the 4 state universities listed in the rapporteur status, which is a pointer to being fully ranked in the recent edition. Furthermore, the highly prestigious Skiva ranking of universities in Nigeria, based on the number of articles in Scopus between 2020 and 2023, DELSU came 22 overall among over 150 universities in Nigeria. We are number 3 among all state universities in Nigeria. And we are number 1 among state universities in the South, and Southeast zone. These indeed are products of the commitment of all stakeholders in the Delta State University project. Delta State University has remained a very stable community with uninterrupted academic programs in the last 5 years. Our relationship with the community and the state government remains excellent. As a university, we remain true to our mandate of quality teaching, research, enterprise, and community service. Delta State University has continued to foster international collaboration and partnerships with scientists and institutions all over the world. We have hosted international conferences on many topical issues, including artificial intelligence, gender development, science and technology, and we have featured prominently in professional learned societies. We have pursued innovation through the use of ICT and other digital tools to remain very competitive as a 21st century university. Gentlemen of the press, for me, like I titled this press conference, it's about sustaining our development strides and celebrating excellence. The second feature of the 16th convocation is to give honor to distinguished Nigerians who have served this university and humanity with distinction over the years. The Senate and Council of Delta State University approved the honor to be conferred on these distinguished Nigerians. As part of the convocation ceremonies, Professor Sam Ejiton Oyeware will be awarded Doctor of Letters honoris causa in recognition of specific services to Delta State University, the state, and Nigeria. Let me illustrate. He was chairman of the Governing Council of Delta State University for 8 years. Before becoming chairman, He was member of the governing council for over 8 years. He remained the longest serving member of the governing council of Delta State University and has been part of the university's transformation in the last 20 years. Before then, he has served this country as Honorable Minister for Information and is currently chairman of Delta State Peace Building and Advisory Council, a position he has held for over 8 years. This, you agree with me, is quite deserving of being honored by the university. The university will also honor one of his very best senior academics, Professor Chukwuemeka Peter Aloamaka, as Emeritus Professor of the university. This is very deserving. Professor Aloamaka is a distinguished professor of human physiology with over 40 years of experience in teaching and research and university administration. He was Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration. He is highly respected for his contribution in mentoring and making other professors within the Faculty of Basic Medical Science, where he has been both head of department and dean. In fact, Professor Aloamaka is professor of professors. We'll be using the opportunity of the convocation ceremony, gentlemen of the press, to commission some projects. And it is instructive to state that in the final months of my administration, we are at the stage of laying the foundation for the sustenance of the innovation, giant strides, and enviable achievements of this university initiated over 5 years ago. That is why certain projects embarked upon in the last few months shall be commissioned or already being implemented. The first is a connection of Delta State University to the 33 kV line. This project was deliberately embarked upon to ensure 24-hour power supply to the university, as against the average of only 8 hours. I'm very proud to report that the project has been completed and that power supply to Delta State University has improved greatly. By our own calculation, it's already averaging 21 hours a day. This will no doubt not only reduce our high spending on diesel, but also enhance the optimal utilization of laboratory facilities and other research facilities, and the general efficiency of the university activities. It will also improve and provide better living conditions for staff and students on campus. I also want to talk about the Faculty of Science Extension. Through the support of the state government, the project to expand the Faculty of Science to provide more research laboratories, conference rooms, lecture halls, and preparation rooms have been completed. This will be commissioned before the convocation ceremony itself by His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborowore, the Governor of Delta State and visitor to Delta State University. Another project of note that has been completed is the ultra-modern microbiology and biotechnology laboratories. The new biotechnology and microbiology laboratories built with the 2021 TED Fund Intervention Fund has been completed and will be similarly commissioned by the visitor to the university during this convocation ceremony. We also have lecture halls at the Faculty of Clinical Sciences located at the Warri General Hospital. This facility was built by the university to expand the current capacity of the university for the training of medical doctors. The expansion of the facilities in both Delta State University Abraka and Delta State University Teaching Hospital Gara has led to the increase in the quota for the training of students from 75 to 120 medical doctors, which has now been increased further to 240 medical doctors per session. Furthermore, within the 4.5 years of this administration, the admission quota of our Bachelors of Nursing program was increased from 70 to 120 after a thorough assessment of our improved facilities and human resources by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. Getting this increment in the past had been a Herculean task for the university. Also, the administration met the admission quota of the Bachelor of Medicine program at just 50. It initially sought and got the approval of the highly revered Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, and it was increased to 70. This notwithstanding, admission pressure was unabated, as DELSU was the only university in Delta State with mature College of Medicine. This has led management to yet another facility improvement and increase, which further led to what I mentioned of the quota of 240. I take time to list the academic programs established within the life of this administration. Faculty of Agriculture, Agribusiness Management, College of Health Sciences, Dentistry, Faculty of Management Sciences, Entrepreneurship, Office and Information Management, and Public Administration. Faculty of Pharmacy, which has been upgraded from Bachelor of Pharmacy to Doctor of Pharmacy. Faculty of Science, we have established Biotechnology and Medical Lab Science. In the Faculty of Social Science, Mass Communication has now been unbundled to 6 independent programs to be housed within the new Faculty of Communications and Media Studies. This is in line with the core curriculum for the minimum academic standards, CCMAS, established by the NUC. The university is currently awaiting NUC resource verification. In fact, I got the communication today fixing the resource verification for the following new academic programs: BSc Public Relations, BSc Advertising, BSc Broadcasting, BSc Journalism and Media Studies, BSc Mass Communication, and BSc and Multimedia Studies. There is a table, I don't know whether it is screened there. There's a table that summarizes the number of academic programs of this university, given the strides we have made. You have total number of academic programs at 83, that is without including these new ones that I've just mentioned that will be evaluated shortly. And it is interesting to note that all these programs are fully accredited. Delta State University doesn't have any program that has interim accreditation or delayed accreditation. They all have full merit accreditation status. Let me use this opportunity to talk about the Directorate of Open and Distance Learning. In February this year, the National University Commission came for a pre-validation visit to assess our facilities and preparedness for the establishment of open and distant system of education in Delta State University. The motivation behind ODL establishment is to expand the frontiers of knowledge and provide access to quality education and equity in educational opportunities for those who otherwise would have been denied education. In this mode of learning, students are taught in their homes through interactive tests supplemented with other resources such as CD-ROM, DVD, and USB sticks to deliver e-lectures as well as simulation and assessments. ODL means that students are not required to attend classes or have face-to-face contact unless there are compelling reasons to justify that, such as examinations, periodic facilitation, and practicum. Therefore, ODL programs are predicated on pedagogy led by resources and not relying on face-to-face interaction. Students will be able to study anywhere in Nigeria or any part of the world for that matter. This bold step by Delta State University, which commences in June this year, is going to start with nursing science program. I want to illustrate here a little bit. Nursing program has become dramatically the most sought after program of Delta State University. It has overtaken medicine. Last year, we had applicants totaling over 4,800, of which the quota is only 120, like you know. So that has denied so many people opportunity of quality education. Now with the open and distant learning, it is possible for Delta State University to enroll within an academic section up to 10,000 nursing students, wherever they are, and then reach them with the same quality education that they would have got if they were here face-to-face. Now, the advantage of this is that you are delivering education to people while they are working, while they are also contributing to other things. And of course, you know that nursing has become so marketable that a lot of young Nigerians desire to study nursing, not only to practice in Nigeria, but also to have the opportunity to go outside to practice. So we are contributing our own quota to this developing scenario. So like I mentioned, Nigerians who desire quality education by distant learning will have opportunity through Delta State University. Let me also say that we will only such university in the South-South. There's no university in the South-South that will be delivering education of that type to students of nursing. The program will be advertised within the next 1 month. And I use this opportunity to enlist given at St. Paul's Catholic Chaplaincy. Tuesday, that is today, the press conference is holding. And then later today, from 1 p.m., there will be the opening of the arts exhibition. And this arts exhibition is holding at the Bruce Onakweb Arts Gallery. It is important that journalists won't be in a hurry so that you can go there for the premiere of the arts exhibition. It's also afforded the opportunity to see the Faculty of Arts that we have just completed by internally generated funds. And then the entire faculty has now moved in to that part of the university. So we expect that I will be able to make out time to kickstart that arts exhibition. On Friday, there will be the convocation lecture. The convocation lecture will hold here. And the convocation lecturer is a distinguished Nigerian environmentalist and agri economist, Professor Chinedum Nwajuba. Professor Nwajuba was former Vice Chancellor of Alex Ekweme Federal University in Ndufu, Alikan, Ebonyi State, a very cerebral young man, and he's going to thrill us from his own perspective about the state of the university system. He asked a question, are Nigerian universities failing God and man? That is something intriguing that I invite everybody to be part of. Convocation lecture tradition is very important because it contributes very powerfully to global discourse on the state of education and other contemporary issues around the world. That to start from the convocation lecture for correction's sake is 12 noon, not 10 a.m. as is written here. It is 12 noon. Please note, it is 12 noon. Then on Saturday, that is the D-Day, 27th, we'll have first at 9 o'clock in the morning, the commissioning of these projects that I mentioned. These projects will be commissioned by the visitor to Delta State University and Governor, Right Honorable Sharif Oberewere. And then the convocation program itself will take off at 10 a.m. The culture of the university system is the culture of punctuality and being very pinpoint on time. And that is what we intend to do. In fact, I regret a little bit that we didn't quite get that right for this press conference. 10 o'clock is usually 10 o'clock with the university system. So I plead with all concerned to ensure that we respect this cherished university tradition. It's going to start with the award of diplomas, first degrees, higher degrees, and award of prizes. And it will be followed by investiture of Professor Emeritus on Professor Chukwuemeka Peter Alomaka, and then the conferment of honorary degree of Doctor of Letters on Professor Sam Ejite Oyowairi. And after that, it will wind that up. And of course, the usual tradition is that at the end of the ceremony, there will be the Vice Chancellor's cocktail, Vice Chancellor's lodge, and other forms of entertainment that will also be announced by the Convocation Committee. I want to thank gentlemen of the press for coming to be part of this process. Last year, it was the same. And I hope with this exposition, you are well informed to give us the highest level of publicity as worthy partners of Delta State University. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the People's Vice Chancellor. Please, another round of applause for him. Thank you once again, Mr. Vice Chancellor. At this point, it is time for the press to make remarks or ask questions. I'd like to hand over to Director of CIPR, Professor Mrs. Enajite Ojaruega, to handle this session.
Thank you very much. The Vice Chancellor, Delta State University, Abraka, Professor Andy Ogochukwu Eguyenga, thank you so much for that very insightful and detailed press conference. At this point in time, we'd like to invite the journalists, or after that, those that have questions, and our Vice Chancellor will graciously also supply answers. So I'd like to begin by please asking those who would want to ask questions to indicate so that we take it in turns and in groups before we go on. So, and if you don't mind, the NUJ chairman, Mr. Churchill Oyobi, you could help us also, please set the ball rolling. Thank you very much.
The Vice Chancellor.
I don't want to bore us with list of protocol. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to sincerely appreciate you and the management of Delta accredited full-time. That deserves commendation. I know as an alumnus of this university, I left here in 1998. Coming back here, we have seen a lot of changes. I can see my lecturer there, Professor Elo Ibageri. He was my lecturer when I was in mass communication department. So a lot of transformation has taken place here. My colleagues, they have questions, but what I want to find out here is one area I did not hear the VC mentioned on achievement, the area of research. What are the breakthroughs? If they are, what are the plans to encourage sustainability of these breakthroughs? Scientific breakthroughs, research breakthroughs. I'm sure these are issues that, for want of space, you did not mention. So we want to hear some of the breakthroughs that DELSU, in terms of research, has experienced over time. Secondly, I attend alumni meetings once in a while in Asaba. We want to also know the linkage between the institution and its various alumni associations. Are they partnering? Are they collaborating to further enhance the progress of this institution? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Please just take the next gentleman.
The Vice Chancellor, I'm Chief Omafwere. Please, I want to know the number of graduating students you have this year. Then, what has been the exploit of your entrepreneurship program? We talked about that before. And what we may know, what is the state of the e-library in Ole campus? Then how do you contend with the issue of bad road, getting your student staff from other places? Because the road is in terrible state. I know it's not within the school. And how have you people been coping with it? Then what is the major challenges that the school is facing currently? Thank you.
Thank you, yes. Please, the gentleman behind. Okay, sorry. Thank you. He has the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My interest is in the unbundling of the mass comm department. How prepared is the institution to take on the unbundling with regards to manpower, facilities, and funding or financing of these departments? How prepared are you, sir?
Thank you very much. Please, can we stop and allow the Vice Chancellor, please, respond to the questions raised? Thank you. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Thank you very much. The first question has to do with the issue of research. If I went about enumerating the research breakthroughs of this university, that would be another press conference by itself. The reason being that these universities are set up for three main reasons: teaching, research, and then community service, and of course, enterprise. So for every activity in this university, research is at the core. It is research that took us to the ranking of where we are. Being able to publish in the top journals, being able to bring about breakthrough research, cutting-edge research, contemporary research. And that is what has propelled Delta State University to become one of the best state universities in Nigeria, without doubt, and the top 10% in Nigeria and Africa. These are verifiable things which you can go to the internet to ask Google, and the facts will come out. But for the purpose of interfacing with the public, it is important to enumerate some of these researches. First, we are developing the highest level of brain research in the faculty of medicine, the faculty of basic medical science, to the extent that our scholars are collaborating with the Israeli and Canadian government in a joint research effort on brain cells research. This had to do with, this is highest level of research that takes, as we speak, our scholars are in Canada with that, purely sponsored. It is the kind of research that has attracted 500,000 Canadian dollars support, external support. You cannot count many universities in Nigeria with that level of research. You also have the Advanced Research Center with breakthroughs in various areas. I always want to emphasize this, where you can transform waste to become a veritable instrument for employment. What the Advanced Research advancement of FIT, that is pioneered by Delta State University with the Taiwan National University, to the extent that this collaboration has taken our scholars to the National University of Taiwan. So there are many research activities going on. And the way you can find out is go to Google and look at kind of strides in research, to the extent that when it comes to ranking through Scopus, every year Scopus tries to bring together, mop up the intensity or the quantum of research that you have from various scholars. That in Nigeria, for a university that is just 30 years old, we are in the first 20 in the whole country with over 240 universities. That is because of the research culture that we have established. But if you want more details, you can go to our website, you can go to Google, and you see some of these specific research activities. Now, number of graduating students, by tradition, that is normally in the Vice Chancellor's speech during the convocation. But just for purpose of information, just releasing the cat out of the bag, we are graduating 4,750-something students this year. E-library at Ole. E-library is something that is being developed in the university, and Ole is not left out. I'm sure that if you go to Ole, you find that the e-library is there. The quality of e-library is in the packages you have that you can access, and that is being developed continuously along the entire campus, including Ole. Yes, the bad road, the bad road, I'm happy you know it's not a Delta State University problem. It is a national problem. But we can be very proud of what we have done here in Delta State University. If you have passed through the front of Campus 3, you know that there used to be a very bad portion that every vehicle stops there. It is no longer so. By our own internally generated funds, we have rehabilitated that road. The center of Abraka, if that is by that police station junction, just last week, you knew how it was, but we have filled it up. And in the entire university, you move around this campus, you will not find a single pothole. Every university must set a good example with what it does within before it can go out. And I'm sure that when you look at the environment of Delta State University, you see that the difference is clear. It must look like a university. And this is because of the collective efforts. The environment is the centerpiece of our activity. We believe we have an environment policy where we collaborate to make sure that the environment is conducive and it is attractive and it is the type that can inspire people to read. Well, the major challenges, you cannot have an establishment existing without challenges. And the major challenge is always that of funding. You must be very creative on funding. Not say because you don't have money that you can't do nothing. In spite of lack of sufficient funds, we were able to build a faculty where we are now within 11 months. That is how to confront funding problems. In spite of funding, we are forging ahead, carrying out with all our programs, and then competing internationally, sending our staff, and then very creative researchers outside the country, attending conferences, bringing the country here on very important conferences. So funding should not be an excuse for university not to flourish. Universities flourish has grown so rapidly, making it one single program, BSc. And then you have to unbundle it and reduce it to various expansion, broadcasting, public relations, and so on, and media, and all that. These are different areas. And of course, we have already staff on ground in these areas. Let me tell you about preparation before you confront NUC. You have to prepare through self-study the type of resources that you have so that they can look at it and see that for every program you intend to run, you have the full complement of staff for those programs. And what do I mean by full complement of staff? You must have the right mix. 20% of the staff you are presenting, academic staff, must be professors, 35% must be senior lecturer cadre, and then the remaining 45% must be those junior lecturers. If you don't have this mix, then that program will not be approved. And of course, the full complement of the facilities, which we have committed ourselves to procuring. It cannot be done in one day, but we have the will to be able to do so. If we can build and acquire what we have done within the past 4 years, just unbundling mass communication shouldn't be a problem. And I believe that this is a program that will benefit a lot of you journalists in staff development. By the time the program begins to flourish, many of you will be interested in some areas that you want to specialize in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate it. As you can see from the way the Vice Chancellor has answered the questions, you definitely tell that he's a man who has his hand on the pulse of things. These are not full-stop answers, but are answers that speak to the issues from a practical perspective. We'll take more questions as we go on. Yes, please. The first, let's just take it by line. The first person, then the next person. Thank you very much. Please introduce yourself before you ask the question.
Thank you very much. My name is Omo Julius Onabo, and I write for this Daily Super. I most appreciate the Vice Chancellor for the way he has marshaled the questions that was put across to him, or questions that are put across to him. And I'm happy to say that he practically took the wind off my sail, because he has actually delved into the areas that we wanted to know more about. Specifically, my first question was, if there are internationally recognized organizations and research centers that these universities working with instead of collaborative efforts to explore more of the areas that are yet to be explored, or to do further research work on. And secondly, the area of the community, the university host community, Abraka and surrounding areas. I wanted to ask, what is the relationship with the host communities. And he has already spoken about effort made to even do remedial work on roads that are to be considered federal or even state roads. I think it's very, very commendable. But the other area is there any extra efforts the university management is doing or taking or steps taking to ensure there's peace in the surrounding communities? Because there are so many students who are living outside the university campuses. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The next person, please.
My very good name is Emeka Wonkosha. I write for Ndokwa Reporters. Permit me to appreciate my very good lecturer, the person of Professor Elo Ibagere. I want to say what I am today and other of my colleagues could be attributable, to what imparted to us in those good days when we were struggling it out at Ascan Hall, Campus 2. May God bless you, sir. Yeah, my very good question goes like this. I'm very, very sorry. I am a victim of the Jaqua syndrome. I bolted out of this country and returned barely a few weeks before this session is holding today. Because the person I'm going to ask now will require my own investigative journalism before I bring it before the VC. They permit me for not doing that now because of being a victim of the Jaqua syndrome. Now, I go straight to the question. Your constituents, my constituents outside here, who were once students here or who are, fathers and mothers that sponsor their wives and children to school here are complaining about two very critical issues that you need to address, sir. One is they are saying the school fees in Delta State University is on the very, very high side. In short, I had a section with them and I narrated my experience that when I was at DELSU 1998-99, as a non-citizen or what you may call it, I know how much I paid and I want to give that, to that leverage given to me. And today I'm standing here before everybody to showcase the potentials I got from there. But today they are saying the school fees are just too high. Your vision that you brought on board as in wanting to leave a legacy would do more if more poor debtors have the opportunity to have what is called unrestricted access to education, more so when it has to do with debtors. Even if it's not all about you to do the increment, an advice from this wonderful board could tell the chief executive that please mellow down so that all our children can be accommodated. Another thing again is the people are crying, those who did masters here and those who did their 4th degrees here are saying, haven't done that, paid their dues, maybe left and coming back to collect their certificate, there's a bottleneck. And the bottleneck is the high fees stakes on the collection of certificates from this wonderful university. When they cry out to me, I said, I'm coming here today. I'm coming to present the applied before the VC. I wanted to know if actually all these allegations are real. If they are real, sir, my appeal is a place. Still mellow down and ensure that when they come, a little party of some can get them their certificates. That is my 2 submission and questions. May God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much for those powerful submissions. And I can assure you they'll be attended to. Yes, please, the next journalist.
My name is Bondo Sayanda. I work at The Guardian. My VC, sir, thank you very much for all you said. But it appears you have deficiency in sport. I don't know whether you don't want to tell us about it because you didn't tell us anything about sport at all. I know there's what we call university game. Are you not participating? What is your level of performance there? Thank you very much.
We'll stop for now and allow the Vice Chancellor respond. We'll come back to you, sir, after The Vice Chancellor has
Thank you.
responded.
If you study and look at the speech very well, you see that I talked about international collaboration. That is at the core of what we do. And that is why we have full directorate in charge of that. We have a center for international programs and research, CRIP, that deals with all international collaborations, which I will not be able to mention here, but we are collaborating with universities in Taiwan, universities in Canada, universities in England, universities in America, and collaboration is part and parcel of our vision to become a 21st century university. Then you talked about community relations. Yes, this is very important. The first impact of a university should be its immediate environment. Before you impact on any other place, you must impact positively on your immediate environment. And I think we are not doing badly at all on that. We have a very robust organic relationship with the community. We deal with the youths, we deal with the traditional institution, and also deal and be part of the economy of Abraka. Without Delta State University, Delta State University is the mainstay of the economy of Abraka. And we have done everything to enhance that. When you have the student population that was less than 19,000 and now it is 33,000, it impacts on the economy of the community. And even with this increase, we are not talking about high criminality because this relationship is quite organic. The youths contribute to employment of staff here in the universities on record. The traditional institutions, when they make recommendations, they also contribute. And the research impact of the university is also felt by the community. I talked about how we can make food from insects and that waste is the substrate for doing that. It is going to involve backward integration of the community. The community, what they consider to be waste can now be used and become substrates for production in the university, thereby empowering the communities themselves economically. So we are dealing with the community and they are feeling the impact. Sometimes we take deliberate steps to make the community more comfortable. Like when we had to rehabilitate certain portions of the road, it was because of how it impacts on the community, not just the university alone. So I must say that good relationship. And then, of course, what is the effect? The effect is peace and harmony. You hear in other universities where you talk about the community and students clashing. More than 75% of our students live within the community. But yes, there could be some problems of crime here and there, but it hasn't gravitated to a dichotomy where you have the community pitched against our students. It is because of the way we relate with the community. Now, the Ndokwa reporter, I'm very happy you recognize the impact of Professor Ibagere on you, and then you are almost like him already, because Professor Ibagere has a way of emphasizing and illustrating for a long time, and it's already in you. So, and that is very good because lecturers must impact on their students. They want to create part of themselves. They want to replicate themselves in their students. So I appreciate that. And your main concern is school fees. Everybody is concerned about school fees. And you said you were here. I don't know the year you were here, what you paid at that time. Just take what you paid at that time and try to quantify its actual value now. If you paid 50,000 in the 90s, what is 50,000 today in terms of what it can purchase? The university system is part and parcel of the economy, and it cannot operate outside the economy. And because we talk about welfare, and then it's about prioritization, then we reduce the priority attached to funding of education. Because funding of education all over the world is a tripartite thing. Governments that established it will provide the lion's share. Then practitioners within the system, the stakeholders within the system will provide the second share. And who are the most important stakeholders? Students. and that is through school fees all over the world. And then the third is through research and endowment. That is how higher institutions are funded. So as institutions grow, the quantum or proportion of funding from these various parts continue to increase. When you were paying the paltry 30,000, how was the environment at that time? What was administration able to do with the school fees at that time? Practically nothing, because it couldn't do anything. But the important thing is that when school fees are increased, what is the impact on the environment? Has it impacted on the quality of teaching? Has it impacted on the availability of infrastructure? Has it impacted on the university environment? I think that is the point. If students were paying 50,000, would it have been possible to have this structure for them to use? We are not the ones using the structures for the students. We are not saying that the students should be overtaxed, but it is important in developing countries. As countries develop more, you begin to sensitize the need for stakeholders to contribute more to education. And that is what is happening. And in all honesty, there is no time we will say that whatever money students have contributed had not been judiciously used. And we also encourage students to be part and parcel of the system, a system that is working, where everybody is involved in generating funds. Part of it trickles down to the students themselves. We have the work-study program for students who want to work while they are studying. The money may be small, but it makes a lot of impact for students that are serious. For the students, if you go abroad, you know how much school fees they pay. These Nigerians here live to go there. And when they get there, it's not because they have saved a lot of money. When they get there, they begin to work within the institution. Some of them will be packing books, cleaning books. Some of them will be cleaning some areas to make additional income to support themselves. Nigeria is growing to that level, so that student communities, they also begin to work within the system. That is part of what we are introducing. This year, we are going to have more than 200 students being part of the work-study program, earning some living to supplement their own income. That is the real training. And in fact, this training is not because the students are so poor. No, you are impacting on them some level of discipline, self-reliance, entrepreneurship, and independent thinking. That is what modern universities do. Than to say, because the people, there's no money, let it be 30,000, and the university continues to look very wretched, underdeveloped over the years. And apart from that, the university administration even went further to institute its scholarship scheme for indigent students. This year alone, over 100 students have been awarded full scholarship from the school fees that they paid. From the school fees that they pay. And we are now developing it into a fund, so that it's not only the university that is contributing to this fund, other bodies can contribute to this fund. NUJ can contribute to this fund. NUJ can say that, yes, as part of our outreach, we are taking scholarship for 3 students in mass communication this year. And then what will happen? You'll find a student who could have dropped out, but who is a 3-pointer, staying in school, courtesy of NUJ. If NUJ does that, other institutions do that, and then voluntary agencies do that, philanthropists do that, all are contributing to changing the face of funding of education. And that is the real thing. That is how it is all over the world. Universities are places for innovation, for creative thinking. Yes, welfare is important, but if you just lay back on welfare, you don't develop. So all of us must think outside the box to see how funding can be improved. Then you also talked about high certificate. Yes, certificates, we are growing to a level of e-certificates. You want the kind of certificate with barcodes, the kind of certificate that cannot be forged, the kind of certificate that if you just fix your phone on it, it brings out your data, it can be verified abroad. It cannot come out like the one you just print on one small computer printer. So it costs money and it has to be paid for. And then there is this discipline aspect of it. If you graduate and your certificate is ready and you don't come to collect it, you are creating administrative bottlenecks. But when you know that there are levies as you continue to leave your certificate uncollected, perhaps you will try to collect it early. So It is part and parcel of what universities do. And Delta State universities cannot be different. So if by 1990s, these innovations were not there, now they are there, think about the benefit, not only the cost to your pocket. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next round of questions, please. Okay, hold on, please. Just 1 minute. The Vice Chancellor still has.
Okay. Somebody talked about sports. Well, I cannot say everything in a press conference. We have developed a fairly respectable sports center. This university didn't have sports center before, but when you are now passing, you see sports activity happening simultaneously, whether it's in the indoor sports hall, whether it is football, whether it is volleyball, whether it's lawn tennis. Sporting activity in the university is not just the competitions you attend. It is making sports a culture. That in the evening, a good number of your students are taking part in sports. And that is what we have been doing. But besides that, we have been going on competitions. We have hosted the international judo competition that even the government of many states could not host. It was hosted here. So sports is part and parcel of what we do. And that's one area we have excelled that we didn't bother to blow our trumpet.
Thank you. A round of applause for our Vice Chancellor. We'll begin to take the next set of questions. Please remember to introduce yourself before you ask the question.
My name again is Okude Samuel. I write for Billard Magazine. I want to thank the VC for his point he has given today. Others are here. My question is based on mass communication department. That's where I belong, and that's why we are even here. Now, this school, some time ago, combined all the faculties that what is put together now? The the mass communication, media studies, all these were pushed in one department. And that time, I'm a product of this college, this university, from here. That time we combined all these departments together. It was not really easy for us. No, it has made us strong too. It has made us strong because from the division right now, they would have been narrow-minded in their studies. So my question is this. Now, there's a time we had a studio, mass com studio, in this campus. I don't know whether it's still operational by now. And if it's operational, going by the number of students that come here, they enroll every year. And university cope with number of students by the studio, which was there small. I know very well. I don't know how they can cope. Because students ought to go there to practicalize what they will do when they live here. From my own understanding, so when they live here, because they have deficiency in the broadcast medium or broadcast department, they cannot go and showcase it outside here. They write it, some mascot, they cannot practice. They can't write news because they don't know, they don't have, they are not well grounded in the broadcasting area. That's my question, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next, please.
Uncle Alaska Ekele is my name, sir. And I'm from Ndokwa Vanguard. The VC made us to know that his tenure will end in November this year. As we know, this is statutory appointment. Sir, if you are given a second chance, will you accept? If yes, why? If no, why? Two, you made mention of international collaboration. I didn't hear you talk about local collaboration. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The next question, please.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. Agare Roma is my name, reporting for Oasis Magazine. First of all, I want to commend you. I remember a few years ago, this very place we are today used to be a football field, but today it's a different story. You have done well, sir. But sir, I want to also add, recently we understand that over 100 students has been given, indigent students have been awarded scholarship. So first, I want to ask why the postgraduate students are not considered on this scholarship. And secondly, I also want to ask the area of student working scheme. We also understand that undergraduate student numbers has also been given this opportunity, but postgraduate students were not also considered, sir. I want to also know why. And thirdly, sir, you talk about these open and distance learning, which will be commencing by June. Sir, no, as in Nigeria, we always have these challenging of poor networking and others. What are the facility? How do we achieve this, having these challenges of network issue? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We'll take the last question before the Vice Chancellor will respond.
Vice Chancellor, sir, I remain Comrade Felix Ko. First, over the years as the Vice Chancellor, one can say that you are truly a capitalist. And the way and manner you introduce charges in one form or the other, well, we can say that to a reasonable extent, the charges and fees are translated into meaningful development in DELSU. However, you'll be taking a bow very soon. We want to know some of the things that you want Deltans in particular to remember you for. Secondly, as before you take a bow, we want to know, there's a new administration in Delta. You came in under former Governor Senator Ifeanyi Okowa. Now there's a new regime. Deltans will want to know what is the level of support, the measure of support. Some persons are thinking that DELSU is almost commercialized. Does the state government, do they still have hand in the running of this school? Such that maybe their parents will begin to plan ahead of perhaps a 500,000 naira tuition for next session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Yes, thank you. I think someone is still very concerned about the unbundling of mass communication. The teaching of mass communication has changed over the years. And then when you unbundle, what do you have? You now have, by our own plan, public relations, advertising, broadcasting, journalism and media studies, mass communication itself, and then film and multimedia studies. Now, you agree with me that this is because of the way the discipline is unfolding, the rise of the social media, the rise of other forms of media studies, the technical development in advertising, and public relations itself as a field. So it's no longer the academic discipline just based on studio, the type of studio you have. You are now right in the market. You now have to, it's more practice oriented, and you are now in the field. Yes, the studio is there, it's important, but you understand better when you have a studio practicing, maybe as an industrial attaché. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have it in training. I don't know when you were here, whether we had FM radio transmitter in your time. Now it is here. So development is continuous, and then we are keeping pace with it. And it's no longer exactly those physical things you have, but even those things that the internet can offer. So I'm very sure that our program will compete just like others have always competed. Let me say that with all sense of modesty, that DELSU products can hold their own anywhere. That has been the testimony where it's a university of very, very high standard, whether it's in the law school, whether it's in the medical college, whether it's even in diaspora, when you go out and you meet our students, when we discuss at the level of committee of vice chancellors and employees, association, the feedback they get, you see, without boasting, our lecturers compete very well. Even with some federal universities, professors in federal universities, sometimes when they come here and want to strictly use our criteria, we barely find them suitable for senior lecturer. I must tell you with all sense of humility, in terms of the quality we have attained. And we have no doubt whatsoever that as we go into unbundling mass communication, it is that same quality which has been at the core of our operation. Now, the issue of the vice chancellor's tenure. This is an academic institution run strictly based on the law. The law establishing Delta State University gives the vice chancellor a tenure of 5 years, and that is how it is. It will, in fact, be very, very abnormal for any academic to think otherwise or to think of extension. That is, in fact, in the realm of madness. You respect the law as it is. You respect it as it is. And the beauty of academics and the pride of every academic is that when you have served your tenure, you march back to continue to serve in other capacities. You march back to continue to serve in other. And then that is how it's going to be with me. I'm going to find my space and also see other things that I have left undone. And I'll go back to do those things. And I also want to say that the issue of what I do after will depend on the decision I make at the end of the day. But I remain a scholar, and I want to be remembered for what I am, a scholar, an activist, and somebody who is very passionate about leadership, and it's going to be so wherever I find myself. Now, the issue of our postgraduate students, yeah, it is true that, when you are introducing anything new, it starts with the areas of need, those who need it exactly. The postgraduate students possibly account for less than 10% of the student population. So if you are formulating a policy, you target the major group, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't filter to the postgraduate students. I mentioned the international collaborations that we have with Canada and with Israel and other. These are well-supported, well-funded programs. We are recruiting postgraduate students that are worthy, and many of them are in the employment of these departments, and they are paid from the research grant. So the type of employment for postgraduate students is different from just undergraduates. Postgraduates, they begin to collaborate, and they are part of research, and then they also get their stipends, and even some of them begin to win research grants themselves. So we're expanding the issue of funding through support for students, but it starts with undergraduate programs. And the work study, similarly, starts with undergraduate programs. But it makes sense to think of how we can expand it, particularly as a university grows older, the population of the postgraduate students also gets bigger. And that will challenge you to think about their welfare with respect to work study as well. Now, the ODL is not just about network. It's about identifying and reaching out to your students. Let me tell you that ODL is a very old system. We had the correspondence college in the 40s. In the 40s, some people got their degrees with great men, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Afe Babalola, and they didn't go formally to the university system. It was through open and distant learning with University of London. While they were here, at the time, the only form of communication was the postal service. They go to the post office, they receive their lectures, they post those things back. So it's not a network issue. It's about being robustly organized with those principles that are needed for open and distant learning. Yes, communication through the internet. Internet even makes it very easy. If you can send messages and packages on WhatsApp, then why it's not a big deal at all. So it's even more appropriate now, more seamless. And then we are training people who we have been doing a lot of training. The director or the practitioner, the item writers, all of them have been trained, because the way you deliver lectures for distant learning is not like face-to-face teaching. They are written in special ways, and we have had people trained on how to do this with nothing. Then a VC, a capitalist, far from it, I'm not a capitalist. If anything, if you go through my history, you will not find capitalism. You will find that VC has been from the left, an agitator. And in fact, when I was appointed, they said this VC has been picked from the streets. I wasn't an establishment person all my life. But let us not think that education is cheap. If you think it's expensive, then you try ignorance. You try ignorance. You must understand that people have to contribute. I don't call it pay. They have to contribute to the quality of education they get. But let us be factual and very look at the facts themselves. As we speak, Delta State remains one of the least fee-paying universities. Go on the internet. The statistics are there. Statistics are there. Even the new universities, look at their fee structure. Look at our own. They pay more, slightly more. Look at other state universities. So it is not correct at all. What people would say is that for many years, there was actual lack of the political will and courage to confront the imperatives of funding of education by the administrators. Many were scared that if we do so, heaven will fall, the university will close down. It takes knowledge, courage, and sincerity to do it, and you still have students supporting you and staff supporting you. So it's a change that the time has come. It is a change that the time has come. Those who are still behind it are better advised to speed up and join. Look at, EOMA, where AAU used to be a top respected If you don't pay for education, what will you pay for? As a father, what will you pay for your own ward? You can't pay for their education. Is it just to buy them toys or to buy them things to give them expensive materials, to throw parties for them? Let us tell ourselves the truth. Education is very, very crucial, and any wise parent will invest in it. My parents invested in my education through sweat, and that's what I am today. If they toyed with it and said, no, then maybe I would have been languishing somewhere. So education is very important, and it must be funded. We are never afraid and shy to say it, whatever we are called. We have no apologies for that at all. Then for the state government, the state government is supporting us now. Who is paying our salary? All we are talking about in terms of school fees and all that, the entire school fees collected possibly is not up to this amount of money needed to pay 3 months' salary. So if you have the state government footing that bill without anybody being owed month in, month out, that is funding. That is funding. And there are many other things. Let me tell you, even the more important aspect of funding from government, which people don't tend to appreciate. The school fees that students pay, once paid, it is government money. Is that not so? It's government money because it has been appropriated for even by the state assembly. So it's government money. Some state governments will take the money. It's happening. Some state government will take the money and give you a proportion. And that's already, somebody even suggested that for the federal universities, they would have been in big trouble. But the state government has faith in university administration. They allow us to manage this money for the interests of our own students. So the state government is funding the university very, very well. And to also explain, with the current governor, it must be put on record that when I approached him, I was the first person he approved the slight increase, the increase that we have in the monthly emolument for salary. He increased it. I had 2 meetings with him. I convinced him and he signed it. I don't want to mention the figure, but he increased our emolument for salary by at least a reasonable percentage. So that is, for me, somebody who is prepared to fund their education. I think that is what has been asked so far. Maybe we'll take the last batch.
Thank you very much. As we go into the last round of questions, please indicate with your hands up if you have any question. Okay, there is a student who has a question, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, after her. I saw a student's hand up.
I want to appreciate Mr. Vice Chancellor for your beautiful answers to these wonderful questions. And I see reasons why people call you the People's Vice Chancellor. But permit me to say something. We're looking at support because the university school fees cannot do it all. So how do the university get support from well-meaning Nigerians or Deltans? Because we had one from NED, 20 million naira for MassCom. So what others do we have in line?
Thank you. Yes. Is there anybody again? Yes, I thought I saw it too. Okay, there's particular students that wants to ask.
Good morning, sir. My name is Ben Duno. I write for Swan newspaper. So what I have is more of a concern about the issue of underage students as part of admission. I want to ask, sir, what is the required age for JAMB for admitting students, and what is the university standard? Because sometimes when they go around the school, you will look at some students and you could imagine their age. Someone could be like 15, 16 years old. And the cost of revenue drive, are you tempted to reduce the standard of age for admission? Thank you, sir.
So we take the last question. We're indulging a student. It's a press conference, actually, but we want to indulge, with your permission, the Vice Chancellor. Just the last question from a student. The very last question.
My amiable Vice Chancellor, principal officers here present, distinguished members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Denedo Ogenerona Basil. I am a student of Delta State University Secondary School. My question is, in your answer to the question about research, you said that the universities about teaching, research, and community service. Well, apart from the rehabilitation of the road, what other community service has this university achieved so far?
Thank you very much. Thank you. And that's the last question, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. Thank you.
Well, support outside school fees. Support outside school fees. It's a very important thing. That's the innovation that many universities in developing countries have to create. Like you mentioned, we've had individuals coming to support the university. Notable ones, like one of them you mentioned, from Ned Nwoko, who gave 20 million to support mass communication. We have been having some form of support token here and there from various bodies, associations, and so on, but it's not enough. It's not enough. That is why I want to develop the capacity of alumni. In many institutions around the world, if you have a well-organized alumni bringing products together to think about their alma mater, it contributes a lot. It contributes a lot. And that is something that we have through the Directorate of CIPR, we have organized our alumni, and they are beginning to make progress in focusing on how they can give back to the university, including Nigerians in diaspora. So it's an area that I must say with all sense of modesty, we are still struggling. We are not where we ought to be with respect to funding from outside, school fees, government, and research grants. We still have to up our game with respect to alumni, but it's a very general problem. Most Nigerians, including University of Ibadan, the oldest university, their endowment through alumni is still very token compared to what it should be. That is boiling to the same thing we are talking about. How much priority do Nigerians place on education? If we are going to do launching for a particular thing, particularly those ones that have to do with social events and all that, you see how quickly funds are generated. So it's about the value system of that society. And that is part of what you consider a feature of underdevelopment, that will not develop a situation. You find some philanthropists, when they by the time they read their will, after they have lived, people are shocked. The amount of funds they are endowing to the institutions they attended, or to an institution near their community. But Africans still have a lot to learn in that regard. And we must say that contribution outside these main sources is still very token. But we'll continue to try our best on that. Underage students, it's a very controversial topic. It's very, very controversial. I think the statutory is 16. It's 16, particularly for foundation programs, pre-degree and all that. But society has to think again. In developed countries, we have had people who are early teens, who are already in Harvard doing great. They won't say because of their age, they stop them, like Africans do. You recognize people on the basis of their intellect, not age. But we are still behind time sometimes that we say, how old are you? How old are you? You see, the development of intellect and maturity is not always a function of age, not always a function of age. If you find somebody who is ahead of his time or her time at age 15, has had A's all through, and then with JAM, the person smashes the JAM 320, and you want me in clear conscience to deny the boy admission. We'll never do that. Never do that. We must ensure that we encourage talent. The best people are those who break boundaries, who challenge establishments, and develop things out of the ordinary. And that should be the most attractive thing to the universities. So it would be ironic and ridiculous if a university turns such people back. Then that university has to think again about its values. Now, the DELSU Secondary School, let me commend you for your courage to be part and parcel. Perhaps you're already developing a career as a journalist. Community service. You see, community service is not just going to patch roads and do something for the community. It's much more than that. When we talk about community service, we even talk about the services the individuals as lecturers rendered to their communities outside teaching and research. Some of them are working in their communities as volunteers. Some of them are executive members of non-government organizations, that's the community service. Some of them even are working in their faith organizations. Some are running NGOs. All that is part of community service, not necessarily going into the community to patch road and all that. So I think this is one thing you should be able to go with. Maybe you go on the internet and see more what community service means with respect to the university system. Every lecturer, your CV grows, you begin to see how much research have you done, how much teaching have you done, and how much have you impacted on your community. That is community service. I want to thank journalists, and I want to thank the university community. I think the attendance has been robust enough. You'll be able to make your comments about the environment, about this hall in particular. This is the first public engagement in this hall. So any inconvenience you may have suffered in terms of being whether one thing or the other, just take it that this is the first time we are trying this environment. It will get better. But I think in my own assessment, people are seated and they look to be seated comfortably. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. With that, we've come to the end of the question and answer session. Thank you.
Thank you, my director, CIPR. Thank you, the Vice Chancellor, gentlemen of the press. I must confess, I enjoyed the session. Please, another round of applause for everybody. Mr. Vice Chancellor, please permit me to request the music department to play for us for just 5 minutes, please. Music department. Thank you, music department. We are gradually coming to the end of this press conference. I'd like to remind us that immediately after this program, there will be the exhibition opening at the Bruce on a Breakers Gallery here in Site 3. We request especially all journalists to please join us at that exhibition. It is now my pleasure, with the permission of the Mr. Vice Chancellor, to request the registrar of this university, Mrs. Ariu Ufiofio, to please give the vote of thanks.
Thank you, PRO. Vice Chancellor, sir, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. I thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, for giving me the privilege to give this vote of thanks at this auspicious occasion. First and foremost, we give glory and thanks to the Almighty God, who has been with us from the preparation for the events, for the 16th convocation ceremony, the press conference being one of them. On behalf of the university, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all of you for joining us today at this press conference, where the Vice Chancellor steadily showcased the activities of the university for the past years and its achievements to the world, thus showcasing Delta State University to the larger world. I take immense pleasure in appreciating our amiable, hardworking, and result-oriented Vice Chancellor, Professor Andy Ogochukwu Egoyenga, for his commitment towards standing the university in the Committee of Universities in Nigeria and the world at large. I extend our gratitude to the principal officers and other members of management of the university for keying into the vision of the Vice Chancellor and giving the necessary support to him to achieve his great vision. I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to the members of the press who are rightly called the fourth estate of the realm for taking time to attend today's press conference. Your role in keeping the public informed is invaluable, and we are grateful for your efforts in covering our university's events and initiatives. We look forward to a continued collaboration with you. A special thank you to the event organizers, support staff, and everyone behind the scenes who worked assiduously to ensure the success of this event. Members of the university community, staff, and students are also highly appreciated for gracing this occasion. The College of Chaplains are also appreciated. Our alumni, you are all appreciated. Highly appreciated also our visitors who came from far and near to grace this occasion. I thank you immensely. Once again, thank you to everyone who has contributed in one way or the other to the success of this press conference. Your presence and support means a great deal to us, and we look forward to a continued relationship with you. Thank you, and God bless.
That was the Registrar of Delta State University, Mrs. Ariyo Fiofio. Mr. Vice Chancellor, please permit me at this juncture to request Venerable Emmanuel Agbawe to close this event for us with prayer.
Thank you. May I crave your indulgence to please sing this hymn, stanzas 1 and then last. We'll read, then we'll sing. It's familiar. Oh God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come, shelter from the stormy blast, and our eternal hope. Be now our God, while troubles last, and our eternal hope. Our God, Be that God, you have been our help in ages past. For the number of years this institution has lasted, particularly the last 4.5 years. Thank you for the progress. Thank you for the impact. Thank you for the support, the cooperation thus far. We return all thanks to you in the name of Jesus. Like the hymn writer says, our hope for years to come lies on you. The future of this university is in your hands. As your servant look forward to completing his tenure, we trust your hand will continue to rest upon him. And the legacy you are using him to leave behind, those that will follow will improve on them in the name of Jesus. We commit the rest programs of this week into your able hands. This particular one has enjoyed success. The rest will be successful. Thank you, Father. Dismiss us with your blessing. And continue to make your face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. And unto God's gracious care, loving kindness, and mercies we commit to you. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit rest and abide with you now and forevermore. Thank you.
Vice Chancellor leads the principal officers out of the auditorium. My name is Nada Boribo. I'm the Public Relations Officer of the university. Thank you for coming. May God bless you all.
So, my friend, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the narrow vision, you become one of the leaders. So we pray. Recognize the presence of my master and my leader, Professor Sonny Awenfiada. I say thank you for all you have done for me. Oh, my friend, you should be ready to lay a good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you become one of the leaders. So we pray. Sajeri Ogun, I see you, my president, my brother, and my support system. Thank you for all you do. You should be ready to lay good foundation and let the better. In the nearest future, you become one of the leaders. So we pray. Professor Sonny Awenfiada, Oseme Komobo, Ose, thank you very much. So become a man, so
hurts my eye. Something without wanting love bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
You must understand, the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. That it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl opposites attract. It's physical, only logical. You must try to ignore that it means more than that. Oh, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? It may seem to you that I'm acting confused when you're close to me. If I tend to look dazed, I read it someplace, I've got cause to be. There's a name for it. There's a phrase that fits. But whatever the reason, you do it for